Hi guys, and welcome back to Fun Intended. My name is Kate. I'm the digital strategy manager here at Metropolis Resort, and today I am joined by Carter, who's our hiring manager. You might know him as the speed tour guy. I feel like you've been a little missed on social media lately, Carter. But as we kind of hop into it, do you just want to tell us a little bit more about yourself and your role and what
Yeah.
you do
So
at
first
Metropolis?
off, thank you for inviting me to our Fun Intended podcast. A long time ago, I saw some things on TikTok, and it was podcasts, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, like that would be great for Metropolis. So we actually started this thanks to Kate.
Yeah,
So
it's all
thank you for
Carter's
that.
idea.
But yeah, so I am our hiring manager here. So I oversee the first like couple weeks of people coming through our door. I oversee the hiring process, but our hiring process isn't just me. That'd be a lot of work for one person. So we have probably 12 different people who work on our hiring team, from department heads who oversee certain areas on what we need to hire. And then I oversee the onboarding process. So sometimes people will be like, oh, onboarding really isn't that fun. But here at Metropolis,
Yeah, I feel like you make it fun.
yeah, I get to be the fun person they get to see when they come in the building. They get to answer or ask all the questions they want to about what the job's like. What do I need to know for my first day? They get to see their uniforms for the first time, all that sort of stuff.
Sweet. Okay, so you're the hiring manager now, but can you tell people who maybe don't know how long have you worked here and what was your first job?
Yeah, so I worked here for almost over 5 years now. I started actually as a trampoline park worker. I used to work in a trampoline park specifically, and then through cross training opportunities, I got to work as an attraction worker and work laser tag and work in some of the dining rooms. And then from there, I worked in Dairy Queen, which many people would be like, whoa, this tour
Yeah.
guy actually worked Dairy Queen.
Yep.
And then I actually helped out in housekeeping for some of the time stripping rooms.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've worked every part of the resort. Actually, I've worked down in the water park too. Slide
Okay.
attending down there
Good
too.
jack of all trades.
And then I worked go-karts when I turned 18. To work go-karts, you do have to be 18. So then I worked go-karts, and then from there I worked in the kitchen, and then I worked in City Eats as a food and beverage manager, and helped out. And then I became Action City supervisor, which I worked for about a year, and now I am the hiring manager. So I've worked basically everywhere.
Basically everywhere. Did you ever think you'd be the hiring manager?
No. If you would have asked me when I walked in the doors at 15 years old, I would have been overseeing what I just went through with interviews.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
That's not me at all. I'm not doing that. But
Yeah. Well, I knew Carter when he was 15 here, and I think it's been pretty cool to watch him like grow through this process too. So, one other thing, just for fun, then, I think we have to address it a little bit. But how did you become the speed tour guy?
Yeah, so some people, there's a TikTok guy, his name's Trent Miller.
Yeah.
My friend Kate here actually saw his TikTok, and she's like, yo, Carter, you'd be the perfect person for this. So then it took us 11 minutes to film the entire video.
Yeah.
We ran all the way through the building, and I was like, okay, it's just a normal TikTok. Like, I've made TikToks here before.
Yeah.
And then by the next day, we had already had 250,000 views and
Yeah.
a ton of comments, and we're like, whoa, this is really popular.
Yeah, it was super fun. You were the perfect person for it. So, okay. So you did kind of walk through how you went from your first job here to where you are today, but who do you think maybe has helped you kind of grow along the way?
Honestly, I would say it's our general manager, Sarah. She seems to help a lot of people grow. She puts people where they need to be. And she oversees everything. So she is kind of the person who helped me through all this stuff, for
Yeah.
sure.
I would have to agree with that. So then, are there like any opportunities or experiences that stick out in your mind that kind of helped you get to where you are now? Or just like things that we do here that helped you grow through that process?
Honestly, I think it comes back to with Danny and our training and development through her mod cons and like teaching you how to handle certain situations and help out guests in certain ways and how things should be worded to help people out a little bit better, for sure.
Yeah. For people that don't know, because I haven't really gone through like my story here either, but I also started in housekeeping, and then I had an internship in marketing, and now I'm the digital strategy manager. So we've both kind of grown through several different roles here at the resort. What do you think makes that possible?
Yeah, I think that all comes back to our cross training. I actually brought
Look at
kind of our
you.
cross training form we have here.
Yeah.
So usually people start out in the top row as an attraction worker or working in the water park somewhere like that. And then from there, you cross train into another position into that area. So for example, in Action City, it'd be like learning the front desk. There's many cross training opportunities here, but with this, to develop into something more, we like people to cross train. We want them to know the position like the back of their hand. So it's usually about 6 months to another before you cross train into another position to learn more. So it's a lot of cross training opportunities
Keeps
here.
it interesting, I think.
For sure.
Okay, so now that you're doing hiring, what do you think you look for in someone who's like applying?
Yeah. So here at Metropolis Resort, it's not just me again looking for people,
Yeah.
but our ideal candidates are coachable. They have a great attitude. So that 90% of the job is attitude. If you don't
Yeah.
want to show up, you don't want to work, then the job's not for you for sure.
Yeah.
But other things we look for is if you're helpful. So like if you're walking down the road and somebody needed help, would you be the person who just walks past them, or would you be the person who goes over, gets out of your way and helps them out? For sure.
That's a good metaphor. So then a question that we get here sometimes is, do you need experience in hospitality to work here?
So you for our entry level positions, you don't need experience. Experience is always helpful for anywhere you go. But let's say you're 14, you have no experience, but you had volunteered somewhere. So when you're 14, having a resume may be kind of scary, or you're getting back into the workforce as a single mother. Having a resume, you're like, oh, this is my resume from when I was like super young, like
Yeah.
this doesn't work anymore. I'm going through and putting on like your volunteer work, or I helped somebody else do this. That's always helpful for that
Yeah.
too.
Okay, so then what would you mentioned like if you're 14 years old and you maybe don't have a resume, but what would you tell someone who's applying for their very first job?
Yeah, honestly, it would come back to just be prepared. Practicing interview questions is always good too. But yeah, just making sure you're prepared for that
Yeah.
interview and doing your research on the job, that sort of idea.
Yeah. Okay, so then you talked about like onboarding a little bit. Obviously, you're involved in the hiring process, but what's your favorite part of getting to be the person who welcomes like new people onto the team?
Yeah, I really like to be the super smiley guy that everyone gets to meet. So they come in and they're like, "Oh, Carter, like, how's it going today?" Like, for the first couple weeks, I'm kind of like, as some people would say, their mom.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I don't really know anyone. Carter's the only person I met, so I'm just gonna go to Carter, ask him
Yeah.
all the questions." So I really like to get to know people and where they're coming from and what they do outside of work, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, so then what would you say, like in the hiring process, are some of the most like frequently asked questions you get?
Yeah, a lot of good questions. A lot of people ask, what does the best employee look like? What does a person who would get hired for this position actually look like? And that all comes back to if they're coachable, they have good attitude, if they're somebody who's going to help out, that sort of idea.
Yeah. And then you talked a little bit about like the cross training earlier, but I know a lot of people ask you too, like how easy is it to move up here? Like what do you kind of tell them in that instance?
Yeah, it kind of comes back to how willing you are to learn a certain position you're at. I know some people just want to keep moving up and moving up and moving up, but it's really important to 100% master the skill you're working on before you try and take on more of a load, for
Yeah.
sure.
And I feel like that like helps too, just to get to know the rest of the resort. It's like much easier to help guests like with all different facets of things.
100%. There's a lot of things on the resort. Like when I was 15, I would have been like,
Yeah.
yo, I don't know that.
Yeah.
Why does that happen here, or something
Yeah,
like
why
that?
do you do that? Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so then maybe this is more of like the last like hard question about hiring, but like why do you think this is a great place to work? Like if you're going to pitch it to somebody. You go to a lot of events like with students and stuff, so
I think that honestly, this is one of the greatest places to work because honestly, everyone we work with always has a great attitude. Everyone's always here smiling, but it comes back to fun. Fun is the name of the game we have
Yeah.
here. If we could bottle it up and sell it, we would.
Yeah.
So it's just honestly like the fun you get to have every day, like the smiles we create, like the guests that we meet, especially with like our memberships and stuff like that we meet every week
Yeah.
is great for sure.
I would agree with that. Okay, to kind of close it out, we're going to come back to fun since it's the name of the game. We're going to do like a quick round of I don't know, fun questions for you, Carter, so people
Okay.
can get to know you.
For
But
sure.
what's your favorite job that you've had here?
Yeah, honestly, I think my favorite position that we work here is probably the go-karts.
Yeah.
I really like making sure everyone's having fun on the go-karts, that sort of thing. I actually worked on the go-karts this last weekend. So
Did
that
you?
it's kind of a throwback for
Yeah.
sure. Um, Otherwise, another one that comes to mind is special projects, which is like other fun things that
Yeah.
like you don't know what you're doing for the day. I got to help work on the mini golf course for the week. So
And it looks really good. So
yeah, it looks great.
okay. So then what is your favorite, we call them Metropolis memories, but like what's
Okay.
your favorite memory here?
Yeah, so we have our Christmas parties. I really love our Christmas parties.
Yeah.
But this last year, me and my buddy Hunter and Connor, we actually dressed up in onesies, and
You
Hunter was
did?
our Santa Claus for sure.
You can find it on TikTok.
Shows up on TikTok,
They did
guys.
some good videos for me on there. Okay. What is one department you'd want to work in, like just for the day here if you could?
Yeah, honestly, I think working in laundry would be really
Yeah.
satisfying. A lot of people
Yep.
are like, "Oh, you're just doing laundry," but all you're doing is laundry. I think it'd be really fun.
I love laundry. Laundry was one of the first things I learned here. And so now during like spring break and Christmas when it's super busy, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, does anybody need help in laundry? Like I love to fold some sheets.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so then what is your personal favorite part about working here?
Yeah, honestly, it comes back to working with guests, bringing the smiles, and then working with the people we work with. People stay in jobs for who they work with, but I love
Yeah.
every single person we work with for sure.
I would agree with that. Okay, so if you could pick one, would you rather be the speed tour guy or the hiring manager?
I'd honestly rather be the speed tour guy. I love taking pictures with all the families that come in are like,
Yeah.
are you the speed tour guy? Like, we want to take a picture with you. Like, that's really great.
Yeah.
So if you see me, please ask to take pictures. That's awesome.
I was gonna say I love all the positive comments and things we get about Carter
sure.
because we love Carter here. So it's nice to be able to share a little bit of our team with you guys and make sure everybody's comfortable when they come in the door as well. Okay, really quick before we close, I did forget to ask. What are you like most excited about for the expansion and kind of what that means for our team and hiring?
For our team in hiring, it's going to come back to growth and opportunity. We're adding on 55,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people that we're going to get in our building, going to learn all of our ways that we have here. So
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited about it too. I'm excited to see the new people we have in the building and just getting to know everybody. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining me, Carter. Obviously, I do think we're a pretty good place to work. So not to plug too much here, but if you're looking for a job, for sure apply for us. You're going to get to talk to Carter. Hopefully we meet you soon. So thanks for joining us today.